they take over coaching like everybody wants them to, there's not going to be anything left for the white people. I mean, all the players are black. I mean, the only thing that the whites control is the coaching jobs. Now, I'm not being derogatory about it, but that's all that's left for them. The black talent is beautiful. It's great. It's out there. So the only thing left for the whites is a couple coaching jobs.
Yeah, maybe we need to get more black coaches, doesn't it?
Oh, it's all right with me.
Okay, well,
I'm sure that they'll take over that pretty soon, too.
Now that was Jimmy the Greek Snyder, a prominent sports analyst in the 1980s, speaking openly about race and coaching. He framed black talent as a threat to white control, even though most of the owners are white. Matter of fact, all of them probably except one in football. He described talent as beautiful and great. He praising black athletes, okay, while positioning white coaches as the default authority. For most sports fans, I think they can care less who their coach is as long as he's winning. You know, unless you're in the SEC. They got their first black player in 1967. And I think there's been over 100 coaches hired, and only 5 of them have been black. Other than SEC football, the real issue isn't whether black coaches are being hired. The biggest issue is how the media cover them with their subtle biases. Hello and welcome to YAAAMS Nation. I'm Cy. My background is in media analysis, and I focus on black culture, stereotypes, and the black image in the media. So don't worry about my sweatshirt today because it's laundry day. Today we have some clips showing how the media treats black coaches. And we're going to start off with a clip with a young man speaking on the UCLA situation with their coach. Let's watch the clip.
So while UCLA was winning, they showed their offensive coordinator, Jerry Neuhauser, like he was the reason for their success. And like clockwork, once they lost, they slapped the real head coach on the screen, Tim Skipper. And you know what? It's so obvious at this point. And is this Jerry's fault? No, absolutely not. Personally, I love his story. But while UCLA was on a winning streak, if you check social media or even UCLA's social media page, they were propping up Jerry at the forefront of their success. And although I love his story, and this is no slight to him, this is a lot deeper than the man himself. This is just the latest example of covert racism and prejudice. As much as I hate talking about this topic, it's very necessary because a good chunk of y'all are too stupid to recognize it. Whenever there's a great story brewing, they know who to put in the forefront. But whenever it goes bad, y'all get the point. It's the same as reporting crime. I work social media for my newsroom for my daily job. We have choices on how we want things to be portrayed. For example, have you seen those photos of people when they're involved in a gruesome crime? If there's a white dude involved, they make sure to show his family or a picture of him smiling. If there's a black dude, they either show the mugshot or a picture of him looking extremely angry. I'm here to tell you right now, this is all on purpose. Jerry is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nepo baby coach, while Tim Skipper actually has a resume that expands literally decades, but none of you guys would know if you were scrolling online. And it's a shame because Skipper has done real work to bring the program where it's at right now. He brought fans back to the home stadium when they literally gave up after going 0-4. He instructed his players to clean out the locker rooms after every away game. He just wants to instill stable discipline in the program. Really, he's trying to change the overall culture of the team. But again, you won't know that by just scrolling online. But again, this is all rinse and repeat. We have to work 3 times as harder just to get an ounce of recognition. And for Tim Skipper's case, I really hope he keeps putting in the work.
They try to do this in a subtle way. They've always done that. They have always humanized who they want to humanize, and whoever they want to look like a thug, make look like a thug. Okay? Just like with leadership. They can make whoever look like a leader and who looks like a liability. They've always done that. And that's not a coincidence. That's conditioning. And they've been doing it over years and over years and over years. Let me give you a few examples of what I mean. Peyton Manning was going to the Super Bowl, I believe it was in 2008, and his head coach was Jim Caldwell. After every playoff game, the pundits, especially this one guy named Colin Cowherd, they would praise Manning, even insinuate that he was like a coach on the field. He was basically coaching the team. But the moment they lost, the narrative shift criticism to Caldwell. They do this all the time in the media. LeBron James team win, he's a great player, he's a great athlete. But as soon as they lose, they blame him, saying he's running the team in the ground. He's making all the management decisions. He picked the players around him. As soon as they lose. Speaking of Colin Cowherd, he really goes after Mike Tomlin. Coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, this man won a Super Bowl, has never had a losing season. One moment he'll praise his leadership, tell us how great he is at the podium, then he'll turn around and make Tomlin the problem. But with old school tropes, speaking on his mental ability, his decision making, his play calling acumen, his situational awareness. See how they frame stuff using these cold words? Watch what he say about Mike Tomlin in this clip.
T.J. Watt, great player, by the way, tough, plays through injuries, productive. He's not at Steelers' mandatory minicamp, so he's not going to show up. And you know why? Because he knows he owns Mike Tomlin. Belichick can get fired. If Andy Reid can get fired and Pete Carroll can get fired, I know he got an extension, but we can be critical of Mike Tomlin. I mean, Russell Wilson had 5 drives and 1 first down. He and Justin Fields, and they're mobile. 10 quarterback hits, 4 sacks. When you watch this kind of ineptitude on one side of the ball, it's coaching. I'll tell you why. He's run through coordinators. He's run through quarterbacks. That's on Mike Tomlin. Young, old, Mason Rudolph, doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are running for their lives. So this is Mike Tomlin's culture. This is an organization like Green Bay that drafts and develops really, really well. It's on Mike.
So T.J. Watt owns Mike Tomlin. I wonder if he ever said that a black player owns a white coach. If not, he will start doing it. Okay, it's always a double standard with him because he has a personal agenda against Mike Tomlin. He does. All coaches need great players. They do. Okay, Andy Reid wins the game, he's a genius. Okay, like Bill Walsh, they used to call him a genius. It's football. But as soon as they lose, Patrick Mahomes didn't do his job. I've seen it in Pittsburgh when they're doing well, the Steelers, Colin will give the offensive coordinator credit or the Steelers' great organization. Then when they're not doing well, he'll blame Tomlin for roster moves, not the GM. But as soon as they're doing well with some good players, he'll give the GM credit. That's that coded talk. And they only do it with certain coaches. They only call certain coaches offensive geniuses. And it's just not football and basketball. Dave Roberts just won the World Series, his 3rd World Series. But he wins, they give the credit to the players, the management. The ownership is great. But I've seen white coaches or managers in the same position still get some credit. But as soon as Dave Roberts lose, it's all his fault. But they do this. They start questioning his decision-making skills. Okay? The man has won multiple World Series. Instead, Cowherd talks around him like he's just lucky to be there. And when Cowherd is criticizing players, he uses coded words all the time. Calculating, system guy, coachable. But for other players, he's athletic, he's flashy, he's immature. Look at this list I put up right here of all the coded words they use. You could pretty much go down the list and tell what race the player is that they're talking about just by those coded words that the media has established. And a lot of times the criticism of the black coaches isn't just about what happens on the field. Many times they face unnecessary scrutiny for things that don't make any sense. Back in the day, John Thompson used to get criticized for trying to protect his players from the media who had a hidden agenda against black players. But they called him names. They labeled him a bully, similar to what Deion Sanders is going through.
As paid professionals, why don't you think players should speak for themselves in a situation like this?
You can't. You know what, my man? That's a great question. Let me tell you why. I have a fatherly spirit. And I have an overseer spirit. I'm trying to shield my guys from certain things that may harm them. I know the temperature of the room. I know if they can't handle this at this time. Certain guys can, certain guys can't. I can't differentiate those guys and tell you, you can talk to them, but you can't talk to them. I don't want to do that. So my job is to protect them and put an umbrella around them until I feel like they're ready for the attacks and the assaults and ready for the social media gambit, which they're dealing with right now. So that's just me being a protector, a guardian, and a father, which we all call coach back in the day. Landscape has changed in football. Once upon a time, you guys never attacked college players. Now they're making more money than y'all. And some of y'all are envious and jealous about that. So you're on the attack. It was hands off a college player because he's an amateur. Remember? Remember that, guys? Now it's hands on. Go at them any kind of way you want. They're making more money than me, and I'm mad about it. It is what it is. I know you're going to do your job and what you must do, but your job does not say attack. Like, if they didn't play well, leave it at that. But the personal stuff, leave it to be personal, because if we start flipping the script on y'all, you wouldn't like it. I get easy. Thank you, Lord, for stopping me there. Whoo, that was almost a good one. That would have went viral. You don't like us, man. Why do you do this to yourself?
Come on.
You don't like us.
Mark likes me, by the way. Huh? Yeah. Mark said he likes me.
No,
so
but
that's
you
one.
You don't. Why do you do this, though?
No, sorry. Two-parter if I could.
No, I'm serious. Why do you do this? Like, you know you don't. Like, why do you do this?
No, it's not about that. Football question.
No, why do you do this? Like, it would be hard for me to really engage in someone I don't like or something I don't like. I'm just asking why. Like, why?
Gotta pay
What
the bills,
did I
guys.
do?
You didn't do anything. It's not about that. This is
But
a football
why?
question.
I'm asking you why.
Yeah, you can answer, but that's
Okay,
not
answer me.
this.
Because you want me to answer you. So
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Why?
Why? Because I have
Give
questions.
me your why.
What's your why? What do you want to know?
Why do you always on attack? Like, what did we do?
Where am I on attack today? Where am I on attack?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you opportunities to be on attack. But I'm asking you why. Like, what does it do for you? Like, what happened?
It's not about me.
But what happened to get you like this?
It's a good question.
Agenda.
No, I'm serious. Because I want to help. No, I'm serious. I want to help.
Can't help him.
Because it's not normal.
We can talk about that.
He's not normal.
Can I ask you a football question?
No,
Seriously.
No, we'll talk about that. When we talk about that, I'll talk about that with you.
Can we ask you a football question, please?
When I talk about that, we talk about that. We can talk about that. Let's go.
See, Deion is showing why he's a real leader. And I'm going to tell you why he does it. Those media, they have a hidden agenda. They push stereotypes of certain players. And Deion understands that because he went through it as a player. He's not trying to control his players. He's trying to protect them, shield them from the media's hidden agenda, just like John Thompson did. Okay, and at the same time, they'll call out Deion, call him names over little petty stuff. Okay, this is the modern sports media, but they've been doing it all this time. But what happens now, we have social media, so they get exposed more. See, before they controlled all the media, so you didn't understand some of the little tricks and trickeries they do. Some of us didn't understand that. Just like that brother who did the UCLA video, he understands that. My personal belief is that the media just has a certain agenda for certain players. That's why they bring up certain tropes for certain players. And Deion refuses to play the game. Win or lose a game, that's real leadership. That's real power. And that was the breakdown.
Broke it down to its very last compound.